Hey everyone, John Marion here. Today I want to talk to you again about the price of lumber. So the price of lumber obviously affects the home building industry and also home renovation projects and whatnot, anything that uses lumber. But the housing industry is impacted significantly by the price of lumber. And as you know from my previous videos, the price of lumber skyrocketed significantly this year due to coronavirus and really low supply of lumber and high demand, obviously. So you can see I'm showing the 1 year chart. I think this goes from uh, December 2019 till December 2020 when I'm recording this. So you can see how the price of lumber skyrocketed, and the prices here are per board feet, and it went over $900 for 1,000 board feet, and that was a significant price spike. And I'll show you another chart in a minute, but I just want to kind of look more carefully at this year, what has happened. So let me just zoom in here and what's going on. So it spiked up to 900 and went back down to not quite 500, but 550, 543, actually, it says. And then it kind of bounced around between 500 and 600 for the most part. Uh, but now it's crept up to almost 650. So I was projecting early next year that it would go down to maybe $400 per 1,000 board feet. That kind of would make sense to me because just look at this chart. Let me go back 5 years and you can see the chart. So lumber did spike in 2017 or May of 2018, actually, did spike up to over $600. And now it's currently at $600. But you could see back in 2018, that spike to $600 was, an anomaly, or it spiked up and then it came down. And let's go to a 10-year chart and you'll see more significantly what I mean. So historically, lumber has, going over 400, going back 10 years, it hit 400 back in 2013 and stayed under 400, went down below 300 for a while, and then spiked up to the over 600 in 2018, and then back down just above the 300 to $400 range before this spike that just was astronomical hit in August of this year. And then it's come back down. It bounced off of 500 basically, or just went under 500 for a short period of time, and now seems to be bouncing between 500 and 650 is kind of the range, but there's not enough time to really see where that's going to go. But I'm going to project again that it's going to go down to the 500 price point as time goes on, and maybe it'll go down to 400 sometime next year. But I really don't know. It's just a total guess on my part, and I'm just looking at this chart just like you are. So here's a 25-year chart, and you can see how, for the most part, uh, lumber has traded between, let's just say, just around some numbers, between 200 and $400 per 1,000 board feet until it spiked in 2018, went up to 600, but then went back down and bounced between 300 and $400. And then again, went up to that spike of over $900, is now $600. So that's a 25-year chart. So this, I think, dramatically shows this absolute historical spike in the price of lumber that we experienced in 2020. And here's the last chart I'll show you. This is over a 40-year period of time, the price of lumber. So in the 1980s and early 1990s, it bounced around under 300 and over 100. So between 100 and three, let's see, what was that? 278. So between, anyway, it stayed that way during the 1980s. In the 1990s, it kind of spiked up above the 400 and then went up and down between 200 and 400. That kind of was the range for it looks like 25 years until it spiked just recently. So this is a really interesting chart to look at a 40-year period of time and how it's affecting the housing industry now. So if you are in the market to have a new home built, you might be wondering, well, why are prices so much more expensive than they were just even 6 months ago or 9 months ago or earlier this year? Um, you know, Coronavirus really did take a toll on the lumber industry because basically processing and producing lumber came to a standstill, and the workers were just not there harvesting the lumber for a period of time this year. And but the builders were building, and there was still a demand for all the orders they had to build new homes. And so that demand has pretty much kept up, and new home building is in my market in the Atlanta, Georgia area, new home building is like very strong, and the market is very strong all the way around. There's not enough inventory on the market, and the builders obviously uh, are are seeing that it's a good time to build new homes because it's meeting a demand that is there. But the prices of lumber are affecting the housing prices significantly. So anyway, I just wanted to give you that update. It continues to be a significant factor. The price of lumber continues to be a significant factor in the price of new home building, and also any home improvement projects that you may want to do. So if you're getting a bid to have a new deck built on your backyard, or a new addition to your house, or anything that requires lumber, you're paying a higher price than you would historically pay for lumber. So if you have a project that you want done, you're going to be paying in this higher than normal price range. We don't know for sure where the prices are going to go, but if it's a project that you can wait until next year, that might be, you might benefit a little bit in the price of lumber going down, but that's not definitely a guarantee, because if the demand continues, even if the production increases, the demand is still there, so the prices will remain like in the 600 range. So anyway, at least it's not 900, and hopefully we're not going to have an event anytime soon where it would spike up to much more than 600. So if you have any questions or comments or anything to add, if you were involved in a project where you had to purchase lumber, or you hired a contractor or a builder who purchased lumber, and that affected you in any way, or if it's affecting your decision now, whether you want to do something in that or not, move forward with a project, or getting a house under contract. So if you are experiencing something different, or you have a question or information about what's going on with the price of lumber in your region of the country, I'd really love to hear about that. So leave a message in the comments below, and I'll try to answer that as quickly as I can if it's something that I can answer. But if you have any information, just post it. It'd be really interesting to hear what different people are experiencing in different parts of the country.